Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Hearthstone, and today we'll be looking at Odd Aggro Hunter. So let's take a look at the deck list. So this is the deck list that we created for Odd Aggro Hunter. So obviously this deck runs Baku the Moon Eater. If you have odd cost cards in your deck, only your hero power will be upgraded. So what this does is that it increases your hero power's damage from 2 to 3. So you hit the opponent's face for 3 damage, which hurts a lot more than 2 damage. And theoretically you can end the game within 10 turns by using your hero power only. So that's the main gist of this deck. So this deck, it looks to be very aggressive and looks to shut down the opponent very early. So why did I play this deck in WoW? Well, I don't have one of the main cards of this deck, which is Leeroy. That's why I played WoW, because there's a larger pool of cards to choose from, and you can substitute Leeroy with a bunch of other cards, which is great in WoW. However, against WoW players, they have a larger selection of cards as well, which means their decks are going to be slightly more powerful, so that's a slight problem, but I think we can deal with that. So let's go through the cards one by one. So you run Alley Cat. Alley Cat is a great starting play. 1 mana, basically summon 2/2 worth of stats. That's a really powerful play on turn 1, and it helps you secure the board early. You have 2 minions to either hit the face with or to trade with. And this deck does have slight beast synergy, although not what you normally see in a hunter, where it's normally just about beast synergies. What beast synergy am I talking about? Well, it's just kill command actually, as well as Tundra Rhino. Run that Alley Cat, the beast tag isn't gonna be that useful, but still it's a 1 mana 2/2 drop, which is very valuable in this deck. Next card that we're running is Candle Shot. So Candle Shot, you can look at it as 1 mana, deal 3 damage. That's pretty good. I mean 3 damage to the face. The only problem is that it takes 3 turns, which may or may not be bad since we run a certain other card later on. But anyway, this card, you can use it to trade into other core minions as well. Maybe a early game trade so that you can secure the board. This card is a really good card, 1 mana 1/3 weapon. Next card is a Firefly. So Firefly, what it does is that it adds a 1/2 to your hand after being played. So it can be played as a 1 mana 1/2 or a 2 mana 2/4. And additionally, you don't have to play the 2/4, the additional 1 mana 1/2 immediately. You can wait on perhaps an even turn, where you can just use the additional 1 cost to fill out your mana curve. It's a very versatile card, Firefly. And even if you play a 1 mana 1/2 by itself or 2 mana 2/4, it isn't that bad. Next card, which is the reason why we run 2 copies of Candle Shot, is South Sea Deckhand. So with Candle Shot, you usually this card will usually last you for 3 turns, meaning that you hold this weapon in your hand for 3, not in your hand, but you equip this weapon for 3 turns until you finish using its charges. And with South Sea Deckhand, you're bound to draw at least like 1 copy of South Sea Deckhand within 3 turns. So you are able to apply South Sea Deckhand's tags much more regularly with a Candle Shot that lasts longer, with a weapon that lasts longer, which is why Candle Shot and South Sea Deckhand synergizes really well. Additionally, you run an additional weapon which is called Eaglehorn Bow. 3 mana 3/2, deal 3 damage for 2 turns, deal 6 damage. 3 mana, deal 6 damage is pretty insane. It's basically like kill command but slightly slower. I can accept that. Next card is Tracking. So the reason why you run Tracking is because maybe you just want that additional tiny burst of damage at the end, or let's say in an late game scenario we want to avoid drawing maybe 1 drops or 3 drops, and perhaps we look to draw a Nightblade or a Tundra Rhino instead. In certain situations, Baku may even be drawn using Tracking, simply because we want a large minion on the board at that time. However, Tracking also on the reverse, Tracking also works in the sense that you can cut out Baku from your deck, because normally you wouldn't want to play Baku by himself. In fact, you wouldn't want to play Baku at all, because 9 mana 7/8 is a really terrible card. So that's an additional application of Tracking. So let me repeat, Tracking helps you thin your deck, as well as look for your last bit of burst damage, as well as allow you to play a very situational play towards the end of the game. Next card will be Animal Companion. It's a really good card. I think almost all hunter decks run it. 3 mana, summon the 3 drop with upside. That's really good. If you get Huffer, that's the best. If you get Misha, it's not that bad. And If you get, if you get Leeroy, you just cry. But in certain situations, Leeroy could be useful. So Animal Companion is generally a good card. I mean, even if you summon Leeroy, it's not the end of the world. You still get a pretty good body, 3 mana 2/4 that gives your other minions +1 attack. And if you have a very wide board, perhaps with Unleash the Hounds, it's even better. Next card will be Argent Horse Rider. So this deck used to be a very large part of Aggro Hunter. It basically reads 3 mana 2/1, deal 2 damage, and if you hit the face, it retains its Divine Shield, which is even better. So this card is really good for trading as well as hitting the face, and it used to be run in Aggro Hunter. The only reason why it was cut out is because it got rotated into WoW. So I think this card will be very useful in this deck, as basically just 3 mana deal 2 damage and a body. Next card will be Bear Shark. Bear Shark is a 3 mana 4/3. By itself, it's really good. However, with its text, it becomes much more difficult to remove a Bear Shark, especially when the opponent has no minions on board. So Bear Shark usually hit 4 damage, I think. With a minion, you usually clear another minion if something trades into it. So I think Bear Shark is a really good minion. Next card will be Blackwalk Pixie. Blackwalk Pixie refreshes a hero power so that in the late stages of the game you can use it twice to deal 6 damage. It's a 3/4, which is not a bad card to play on turn 3 as well. Next is Eagle Horn Bow. Like I said just now, 3 mana deal 6 damage is really good. It's kill command. It's a better kill command but slower, so it's a good card. Even though it doesn't proc the secret synergy. Next is Jungle Panther. This card is slightly like Bear Shark. It's sort of a third Bear Shark in your deck, except that if your opponent has minions on the board, it's harder to kill because he has stealth instead of this text. So yeah, I think this card will usually pull off its 4 damage. So 3 mana deal 4 damage. I mean, this deck is not looking to get value. It's just looking to hit the opponent's face for a lot of damage until they die. So a 3 mana deal 4 damage is good enough to be included in this deck. Next is Kill Command. This deck runs a couple of beasts, Jungle Panther, Bear Shark, Alley Cat. So all of this can do very well with Kill Command. So usually you proc the 5 damage. There should be absolutely no reason why you play this card as a 3 mana deal 3 damage. So yep. Next is Stitch Tracker. I actually removed 1 copy of tracking for Stitch Tracker because Stitch Tracker, now that I look at it, it actually deals. Okay, let me explain. Stitch Tracker discovers a minion instead of a random card in your deck. So what this means is that it's able to discover damage dealing cards more often than tracking. So what do I mean by this? You can discover, for example, Argent Horse Rider that deals 2 damage. You can discover, for example, Blackwalk Pixie helps you do an additional 3 damage. You can discover something like a Jungle Panther, deals 4 damage. You can discover something like a maybe not Vicious Flashing. You can discover something like a Nightblade, deal 3 damage. Or you can discover something like a Tundra Rhino, deal 2 damage. Or if you have any other minions in your hand, you deal additional damage. However, in the case of tracking, this is not the case. You can't discover your Argent Horse Riders, your Jungle Panthers, your Blackwalk Pixie, your Bear Sharks, all these stuff. So this is the reason why I added in 1 copy of Stitch Tracker as a replacement to tracking. So next card is Unleash the Hounds. So usually in this deck, you're not looking for board control. So usually your opponent has a white board, especially if they're playing something like a zoo. So they have a white board. You're not looking to clear it. You play Unleash the Hounds and you hit their face. Usually, I wouldn't say usually, but a lot of the times you can deal a lot of damage with Unleash the Hounds. Next card is Vicious Flashing. This card is usually used in the early stages of the game where the opponent cannot reliably remove Vicious Flashing. So if they cannot remove it immediately when you play it, it actually becomes a very, very scary minion. The reason why I only included 1 copy of it instead of 2 is because, unlike Druids, Hunter cannot cheat out this at turn 2, for example, or even turn 1. So this becomes much easier to remove for Hunter as compared to Druid, which is why I only included 1 copy of it. Additionally, it's a beast, so that's pretty nice. Next is Nightblade, 5 mana, 4/4. Okay, you may laugh at me for including Nightblade, but I'm telling you that the 3 damage can be the difference between a win game and a lose game. So, and it gives you a body as well, which is pretty good. 5 mana, 4/4 body is pretty good. Next is Tundra Rhino. This deck runs a couple of beasts. Plus, additionally, if you have Vicious Fletchling in the hand, it adapts immediately. So I run Tundra Rhino. Next card is Baku. Baku's a beast by himself. So I mean, okay, Baku is actually a terrible card if you play him by himself, unless you're looking at Tundra Rhino Baku, but that takes 2 turns. But usually Baku, you don't look to play him, unless in the super late stage of the game where you just want a big minion. You don't mind playing a 9 cost for it. But then again, if you pay 9 cost for Baku, you're missing out a point. You're missing out pressing. You're missing out pressing your hero power, which is not ideal. So yep. Baku usually don't want to play him, he's a dead draw. So this is the deck that I'm building, and I don't know how this deck will function in a WoW match. So let's just go and experiment with this deck. So obviously not gonna be playing rank, we'll be playing casual since you know, we're not confident that this deck will work out. So against a Shaman, hopefully not a Shadowwalk Shaman, because that deck has a lot of healing. I think we'll keep the Bear Shark. I think it's a okay turn 3 play. Oh, kill command is pretty good. So on turn 1, we're obviously going to be playing the Alley Cat. Ooh, 2 kill commands. So that's 10 damage already in our hands. Turn 2 hero power, turn 3 Bear Shark. Coin. Ooh, a Murloc deck. That's fun. Ooh, you got some extra damage in our hand. So you may be asking why am I trading? It's because we want to play Bear Shark and hit for... Oh wow, that prevents us from doing that. That's fine. Is Unleash a good option here? I think we'll just hero power. Yeah, hero powering doesn't seem too bad. We'll play Unleash next turn. When he has more minions on the board. Okay. He might end up out aggroing us. So should we clear? That's the question. I think we'll just clear this, right? Yeah, I think clearing that is good enough. Actually, no. If we clear these 2, he'll just run out of steam, I think. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a better plan. So, a point to note, which is that this deck doesn't always look to hit the face. Sometimes it looks to trade. For example, just now over there, I considered not trading and hitting the face, but I think that picking off 2 2-1s is pretty good value. So we're gonna be playing a Bear Shark hero power, and obviously be playing this. It's a really good value move by killing that. So I guess this deck is really good if you're trading as well. Ice Fishing, so draws a couple of cards, delays him by a bit. At this stage, I think it's better just to kill command. Yeah, puts a lot of pressure on him. Yep, this puts a lot of pressure on him. Next turn probably gonna be Nightblade hero power, something like that. That deals like 5 damage. Actually, Nightblade, yeah, Nightblade hero power is the correct move, I think. We just do Nightblade hero power, and we probably win from there. So he decides to trade off the higher value Murloc. I mean, I think that's a higher value Murloc. If he were to play War Leader, will be put in a very bad state. Let me think about this. I think we'll not we choose not to play the nightblade in case he has a war leader in his hand, because his board state right now prevents him from playing the war leader. So play Eagle Horn instead of the nightblade. Yeah, I think that's the correct option. Oh, every fin is awesome. Do we lose? Oh wow, we survived by the skin of our teeth. Ooh, that was a close game. So just finish it off. And we win. That was pretty fun.
Versus Morgul!
Alright, so it's another shaman.
Let the hunt begin.
Alright, so this deck, this starting hand looks okay, I think. Maybe we could do without the stage tracker, but I think it's a flexible card. Yeah, I think this hand is fine. I mean, we do have a turn 1 play, which is already pretty decent.
None will survive.
So hopefully, like I said again, this isn't a Shudderwalk deck. Because if it is, that deck has a lot of healing and we can't keep up. I mean, okay, how I look at aggro decks is like this. Oh, so it's an aggressive deck. But how I look at aggro decks is like this. You have a finite amount of damage in your deck. So once you've exhausted that finite amount of damage, you lose. Ooh, wow, this is terrible. We do not want a Leeroy. Devolve. Huh. Okay. The devolve is actually turns out to be pretty good for us. So play our vicious fletchling over here. It allows us to play our vicious fletchling. Huh, Jade. Very interesting. I think over here we'll play Eagle Horn. Oh, we will hit and adapt first. See what we get. So obviously we'll get Wind Fury. And +1/+1. And after which we will kill off the 2/3. I think this warrants a Saucy Deckhand support. Even though it's a sort of a negative value trait here. Because this thing is that good. Vicious Fletchling once it... Oh wow. So it gets cleared and it becomes a hilarious 2-drop. Oh wow. That's a little unlucky on our side. I think we'll play Stitch. Nightblade or Black Wall. I think I prefer the Nightblade because the body is larger. So if you can't see it yet, this is basically an aggro deck versus an aggro deck.
Golems are a girl's best friend.
Okay, maybe not. It has Jade inside for some reason. Some weird reason, it has Jade inside. Alright, so we do get a kill command. So I think the correct play is Alley Cat kill command hero power. Yep. So he's left with 8 health. A couple more hits from our hero power and Nightblade should do the trick. Ooh, Jade Chieftain. This is actually pretty bad for us. We'll play Nightblade first, I think. And we'll use our hero power. So can he win this turn? 10, 12, 14, 15 damage. He has to play a heal or has direct damage. A lot of direct damage. Okay, so we won. I have no idea why he played Totem Golem. Maybe it's just a general value card. I have no idea. Anyway, we won 2 games so far, so it looks to be a pretty good deck, a pretty promising deck so far.
Rexar versus Maiev.
So against a rogue this time. Hopefully it's not a Kingsbane rogue, because a Kingsbane rogue has tons of healing and it wouldn't be good for us. In this case, I think this hand looks slightly weak. We can get a better outcome, I think. I don't think we need Nightblade in our starting hand, so just remove that. Yeah, Bear Shark would fare much better.
None will survive.
Okay, so we already have 10 damage in our hand. Once again. Wait, did that happen before? Yeah, that happened before. We double kill command the shaman just now, I think. Alright, so we're gonna play a Bear Shark over here. I don't think he can remove it that easily. Very interesting. Chooses to hit the Bear Shark with his weapon. And backstabs the cat. Okay. Oh, okay. Makes sense now, I guess. And he concedes. Okay. Sure. I mean, I really don't mind the free win, so yep. So this deck has like what, 3 wins so far and no losses. And it's pretty fast, right, at racking up wins because it's an aggressive deck. I mean, that previous game was completely random, I think. Anyway, maybe it's because we played the Bear Shark and he couldn't really recover from it or something. Oh wait, no, actually he cleared the Bear Shark, so I don't really know why he conceded. Actually, it was quite a hit. I don't know. I think he should have played on. Maybe he just wanted to complete some combo meal quest or something. I have no idea.
Rexar versus Garrosh. Victory or death. The hunt begin.
In this case we have 2 little low drops. And I would opt for getting rid of the Unleash. I would opt for getting rid of the Argent, I think. I think it will keep Vicious in the odd case that he doesn't play anything. So you get South Sea and Unleash. I think a turn 1 South Sea wouldn't be too bad.
None will survive.
Hopefully it's not a Taunt Warrior, because if it's a Taunt Warrior we automatically lose. Okay, so it's a Enraged Warrior apparently. I'm not sure whether we play this though. I think we skip our turn, yeah. Seems okay if we skip. So he's not gonna do much either, but he does gain armor, which is really annoying. This could have came like 1 turn earlier. So hopefully he can't kill this thing. Hopefully. And then you just go spiral out of control. Oh, okay, never mind. He killed it. Okay, so next I think we'll just play the Jungle Panther, secure some board. Armor Smith. So we're obviously gonna have to get rid of this really quickly. If not, it'll mean a lot of trouble for us. Eagle Horn. Clear this. And after which I'll place South Sea, charge the face. Yeah, that seems pretty good. And plus it sort of forces him to use his War Axe inefficiently in clearing 1 health minions. Unless he has like Whirlwind or something. Ooh, or Ravaging Ghoul. Okay, this is a pretty bad matchup again for us, I think. Even though the deck that he's playing is not really legit.
Don't worry, loves. The cavalry's here.
Yeah, simply because of his armor up hero power, it's a bad matchup for us. Ravaging Ghoul once again. Rampage. Hits us in the face, that's fine. I think over here we will unleash Alley Cat. Yeah. Next turn probably something like a Nightblade hero power. Yep. Heroic Strike. Another Heroic Strike. So he has a total of... Does he have Lethal? He'll have Lethal soon. Okay, so this forces us to trade, I think. Slam, okay. Yeah, this really forces us to trade. We have to play Animal Companion.
To my side.
Ooh, this is a really good roll. Huh, wait. We have 10 damage on the board. It's a shame we can't hit it into the face though. And we have to use it pretty inefficiently. But the good news is that he's pretty low on cards. The bad news is that we're pretty low on cards as well. So I have no idea how this is going to end. Maybe he has like Mortal Strike or something in his deck.
Well played.
Oh yes, Arcanite Reaper, okay.
I'm fast and furious.
Okay, so we lost. It doesn't matter. We already have 3 wins under our belt. I mean, I'm not complaining. But we just lost to a tier 7 deck or something, which is pretty embarrassing. But I mean, his armor gain really slowed us down by a lot. So you can't really blame us for that. I mean, can't really blame this deck for that loss, I think. This deck generally plays extremely badly against armor gain or health gain decks. Alright, so on to the last match of the day. 5th match.
Rexa versus Gul'dan.
Gul'dan, so this might end up having some form of healing mechanism as well, which is bad for us. Alright, so let's look at our starting hand. It's basically trash. We do not want... Okay, it's not complete trash, but we do not want 2 candle shots. Blackwall Pixie is only valuable in the late game, so we'll throw this back as well. Usually you don't look to use Blackwall Pixie by herself. You usually use it to get the extra bit of damage in. But turn 1 candle shot is a perfectly fine play. It basically makes a hero into a minion. Ah, I like this card. Okay, so we're gonna play this. Question is, should we attempt to trade into that 3-2? So that we are able to play our Bear Shark. I think it's a fine option. Yeah, it's not a bad option. Let's just try that out. So he life taps, so doesn't do anything this turn. That's fine. So next turn we'll coin to Bear Shark. Hopefully he can't remove the Bear Shark as easily. Oh wow, we get another Eagle Hornbow, which is not really what we're looking for. We're more looking for minions, right? Because Eagle Hornbow, this will take a total of 6 turns to take the full effect, which is not what we're looking for. Or not 6 turns, 4 turns, sorry. But the good thing is he continues tapping, so it's really good for us. So I guess we'll just... I don't think we'll be playing the Eagle Hornbow immediately. We'll just play another Bear Shark and fully utilize this weapon. Hopefully he doesn't have like a Hellfire or something. Maybe he does. Turn 4 Hellfire, it's completely viable play. I mean, it looks to be, at least for him, looks to be some form of self-damaging Warlock. Okay, so we're able to clear one of these chain gangs, but not both of them. We'll look at tracking first, see what we get. Candle Shot Black Walk. I think I like Black Walk better. Yeah, I like Black Walk better.
I hunt alone.
Let's hit him in the face once again. Next turn, probably hit this weapon in hero power and play the other weapon. Something like that. Or maybe play our Vicious Fletchling.
Unleash me.
Ooh, Dreadlord. So in this case, we're just gonna hit his face, I think. Ooh, Baku isn't a particularly good draw. I think we're just gonna play the Fletchling over here. I mean, it sort of distracts him a bit. He has to play something to kill off the Fletchling. And if we play the Eagle Horn now, we risk getting it oozed or something like that. Now Kazar's Imp. Okay, I guess. Maybe plays like a Doom Guard. Yep. Discards Bone Mare and Spellbreaker. It looks like a budget deck, to be honest. Looks like some form of budget demon lock. So we won this game, but I feel slightly bad winning, cause it's obviously a beginner. So yup, we won. I feel slightly bad though, but we won. Actually, wait, Malkazar isn't actually a starting minion. Not say a starting minion, but you have to complete. Wait, but actually you can craft it now. I'm not very sure. But anyway, that was the end of the video, guys. We have 4 wins out of 10. Not 10. 4 wins out of 5. So overall win rate of 80%. I think it's a pretty good deck. But then again, we didn't run into many decks with healing. So this is the end of